We have seen the place where Morganuk was lost. It is not a world that welcomes life. It is a world that endures it. We entered through the portal during a drifting phase, and it's taken us here. From within this cave, we look outward onto a sky that does not forgive.
The light is wrong here. The sun is too large, too red, like something burning out rather than shining. It hangs low even when it should not, and it stains everything the same color. The ground, it looks as though it has been scorched over and over again. Not once, not by accident, as if the world has been punished.
There are trees, or what remains of them, twisted, withered, barely standing. They do not grow here anymore, they simply refuse to fall.
We did not stay outside for long. The air itself feels thin, brittle, like it could tear if you breathe too deeply. Even sound behaves strangely. It carries, but without warmth. It is quiet in a way that is not peaceful.
This is where Morganuk endured. Not just physically, but within himself. A place like this strips things away. Comfort, certainty, even identity if you remain too long. It leaves only what cannot be broken.
I think this is where he really changed.
Yes, not by choice, but by necessity. From what I remember Morganuk telling me, the night brings terrible things. We must endure as Morganuk did until the portal returns.
We must find water soon, or we shall surely die here.
The sun should have fallen by now.
It feels like it hasn't moved.
It has moved, just not as we are used to. The days here are longer, much longer.
Longer days, longer heat. No wonder everything feels stretched. Even time feels tired.
This world does not turn like ours. Or perhaps it does, but not in a way that favors those who walk beneath it.
At least we found this. I don't think I could have gone much further.
You held longer than most would. But this is not the kind of place that rewards endurance alone.
You said Morganuk escaped this world.
Yes, he did. But he did not leave in the way you might hope.
What do you mean?
There was no searching for a door, no path carved out, no deliberate escape. The portal came to him.
That doesn't make sense. Portals don't just appear.
Not for most. But with Morganuk, something about him called to it. It recognized him.
You mean his powers had something to do with it?
Almost certainly. We don't possess Morganuk's powers, and so we shall have to find it ourselves. The sun is gone at last. The glow still lingers along the horizon, but the heat is already loosening its grip. I had almost forgotten what relief feels like.
It's strange. The air changes so quickly once the sun disappears. It's as if the world exhales.
Yes, Morganuk said the same thing when he first described this place to me. He said the setting of the sun always felt like mercy.
That sounds encouraging. Hopefully the worst is behind us.
Only for a moment. Morganuk warned me about the nights here. The heat fades, but something else rises with the darkness.
You mean the things he told you about before? The creatures?
The purple wraiths.
Those were the ones that nearly killed him and Melenar, weren't they?
Yes. He told me that story more than once. Not because he enjoyed remembering it, but because he wanted people to understand how close they came to dying that night. They had thought the worst danger was the heat of the day. They believed the darkness would give them rest. Instead, the ground began to whisper.
What do you mean, whisper?
That is how he described it. A strange sound in the air, almost like something breathing where nothing should be. Then the shapes began to form. Tall, thin, drifting above the ground like smoke and bones. Their eyes drooped down into their faces, and their arms impossibly long. Morganach said they moved as if the night itself were reaching for them.
And so these things attacked.
Without warning, Morganach had barely drawn his sword when the first one came for Melenar. He said the creature moved faster than anything he had ever fought. Morganach slashed at the creature with his sword, yet it passed right through without harming it in the slightest.
That sounds impossible and frightening. How did they escape?
By the smallest margin imaginable. Morganach grabbed Melenar and dragged her toward a rocky ridge nearby. He told me one wraith nearly wrapped its arms around him. Said he could feel the cold of it passing through his armor. If he had been a moment slower, neither of them would have survived.
That's unsettling. So the night might actually be worse than the day.
Morganach believed so. Which is why he always said the same thing whenever the sun went down in this place.
What did he say?
When the night comes, keep your wits about you. Because sometimes, the darkness here does not stay empty for long. Keep the fire strong, Isabel. The wild creatures of this place do not like flame.
You really think they stay away because of it?
Most of them do. Fire tells the night that something here is awake and ready.
It feels peaceful now.
Peaceful?
Yes. You said earlier the purple wraiths come out at night. But I don't see anything. I don't even hear them.
Night has only just begun. The moons will bring the wraiths.
But there are no moons.
Not yet, but they will surely rise later, unless we are blessed this night with new moons that are themselves dark as the night.
What difference does that make?
Morganach once told me something about these lands. When he traveled here long ago, he said the wraiths rarely move until the moons rise.
Why the moons?
He never knew for certain, only that they seem drawn to them, as if the light calls them out of whatever shadows they hide in.
So right now, we are safe.
For the moment.
Then perhaps we should enjoy the quiet while we have it.
Yes, because once the moons rise, this place may feel very different. Yes, because once the moons rise, this place may feel very different.